job, and basically anything.
I guess in this place in the house, it's real important though.
It's important. The Senate and House, they have essential roles. We do the state budget.
And we decide all the information that you refer to, the whole group.
Yes, we look at people's testimony, and we listen to the people of Hawaii. We also listen to the police department, the sheriff's department, public safety, Department of Health, Department of Human Services, Department of Transportation. We listen to what the federal government has to say, and we try to shape our laws as best we can. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah. Any other questions?
I have a question. I was wondering what you think about the Kaka'ako buildings that they're going to start building.
Very interesting issue. That is a very, very hot topic. And I don't know if the bill is going to go into law or not. That's a very good question, and there are good arguments on both sides. One is the argument that we should have the view of Kaka'ako preserved for our people, and we should just build high-rises. The other is we need to build affordable housing, and so it's a balancing test, and that one has yet to be completed. So it's still in the conference process. I don't know. That one, I don't know if it's going to go into law or not. It's a very contentious issue, and you had a lot of people for it, a lot of people against it. So that's still on the table. It's a hot topic. Good question.
I have another one, sorry.
Sure.
I was wondering, what do you think about them turning the hotels into condominiums?
That's not good. And I'll tell you why. It's because we already have a number of hotels that have transferred and turned into condominiums. That's fine. So you have our fine visitors from the mainland that will come in and use the condominiums. That's fine. The problem is if we continue to do that, what's going to happen is we're going to lose a lot of business. We have a lot of people that work in the hotel industry. We have a lot of service people, our maids, bellhops, clerks, people in the hotel industry that won't have a job because they're squeezed out because too many of our hotel rooms will now be condominiums. So it's showing, statistical data has shown that we'll lose a lot of our workforce. And substantial amount of money to the state of Hawaii. Tourism is our #1 economic driver. Last year we had record highs of over $14 billion. So that's why I would be against conversion hotels into condominiums. We already have a lot and we don't need any more. That's my answer to that.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What about the rail?
Rail's already coming, and rail is bringing in federal dollars. We'll see how it plays out. That's actually now in the city and county domain. So that's Mayor Kirk Caldwell and his group. They're going to have to bring that home. So yeah, rail is an issue, and it has already been passed into law, and so it's going to go forward. It's estimated that's going to cost $5.26 billion. I anticipate it will cost even more because of the delays, but I'm hopeful that we'll have a good system. It's already going to move forward. Any other questions?
I have a question
Yes.
about mental health funding. What do you think is the future of funding mental health programs such as the clubhouses?
The future, I don't know. At this point, it's not as promising as I would wish it to be. My whole thought on mental health is this. If we can get a person to be whole again, or as best we can, it would be a lot easier because then you allow them to become self-sufficient. They don't need to depend on government. They can get a job. They can pay taxes. Our society would be so much better. So I would invest more in mental health. The tough thing is at the legislature, unfortunately, sometimes we take a band-aid approach. We just try to fix it for the short time because, for whatever reason, elections or this or that. We really have to change our views on mental health and look into the future, long term, what's going to happen 5, 10, 20 years from now. To me, it's an investment in people. And if you invest in people, your communities will be stronger, and if you have stronger communities, you'll have a stronger state. So to me, it makes sense, and I've always been an advocate. Some of you know that Kohala Clubhouse and the clubhouses have helped people that I love, that I'm near and dear to. So I believe in it, and I think at this point, though, we just need to have more of an investment, more people educated about it, so we can support mental health initiatives and provide funding, adequate funding, to help our people. Thank you. Any other questions?
What do you think the best way to do advocacy is for us?
Education. Education is #1. Jen, if you go out and continue to talk to your key lawmakers on the Senate and the House, explain what you do. The thing is, for me, I'm already bought in. I'm invested. You have got me for life because I've come to your events with your kind request. I've presented certificates to some of the employers that employed many of you, and so I am a supporter for life. I get that. I'm educated because Jen and all of you tell me what, the great things you do at the program, how it brings people to get job referrals, places to live. It gets people off the street. You help reduce homelessness. You help people workforce training. It's great. So I'm educated because you educated me, and now I know. And so now I'm a staunch supporter. What you want to do is get more lawmakers educated. And once they get up to that level, you've got a strong advocate. They'll say, yes, we need to put more funding in because it helps our society, it helps our communities, and we'll be a better state because of that. So yeah, education and awareness is number one.
So just go to their offices and give them stuff, or short stuff, or
Yes.
what would be the best?
But I would strategically, it would be a system. I would strategically focus on the chairs of health and human services, and then their committee members. And I'll tell you why, because we have so many lawmakers. It's almost an impossible task to get all 76 lawmakers, 25 senators, 51 representatives. So focus on the chairs of human services and health on the Senate and House side, and look at their committee members and go to them. And I would work with great strategists like Alex Santiago, who started Focus. He was a 10-year lawmaker himself. He was a former chair of health. So he knows how to navigate through the legislature, and he knows who the key people would be for your issues. So that's what I would suggest. Yes, question.
Yeah, I have a question about the gay issue. I have a clue about the Rule 5 and Rule 6 and how it would benefit us as individuals.
Okay, what was that again?
Rule 5 and Rule 6 on the gay issue, how would that benefit us as individuals?
Oh, okay, you're talking about same-sex marriage, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, same-sex marriage was passed last year in special session. And so the same rights that the same-sex couples, basically same-sex couples will have the same rights as regular couples. That's all. I mean, it's as easy as I can put it.
And then Rule 5 and Rule 6, how they would benefit us as individuals?
As individuals, I don't know if there's gonna do any difference, but it's the same-sex marriage bill is real simple and straightforward. If same-sex couples want to get married, they're going to get the exact same benefits as traditional married couples got. That's as easy as I can put it.
Okay.
Thanks for the question.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
I have one.
Yes.
Who are the men on the wall?
These are all the former speakers of the House. All the former speakers of the House are on there. So if you look at our left, top left, that's Speaker Joe Suki. He's our current speaker. And so you can tell because his picture is in color.
Also Hiram Fong, yeah?
Hiram Fong, I believe. But yeah, these are all our former speakers. Those are all the people on the wall. Any other questions? The questions are pretty good. I like your questions. But any other questions?
I read the newspaper. I kind of read the newspaper a little bit about the minimum wage going up $2.75.
You're right. You're right. 4 years, and eventually it'll go up to $10. So that's what we passed. It's not done yet. It's a Senate bill that we passed out yesterday, and it got pretty contentious on the floor, but the majority of members supported it. So now the Senate can do one of two things. They can move to agree to our amendments, which is a possibility, or they can say, we don't agree, we're going to go to conference and we're going to change because we want the minimum to be up to $10 an hour in 4 years instead of just $10 an hour. So there are some differences, and we'll see. So I kind of have a feeling the Senate will agree. I don't know. But if they don't, it can get kind of weird because then it goes to conference. And in conference, anything can happen. You need the chairs and all the conferees to agree. And so that's the downside. The easy side is the effective date is upon approval. Just go with that bill, and it's good to go. But we'll see. I don't have a crystal ball, so I can't predict.
All these guys over here, and when you make a decision, it's hard, yeah?
It's very hard, and sometimes...
Everybody can feedback each other, and then they gotta find out which is the right way to go.
And you don't want to be personal. You don't want to attack your fellow colleague in a personal way. So you don't. So we try not to say their names. We'll say the good representative from Hawaii Kai, the good representative from Makaha. We'll say something like that, so it's not mean or offensive. And you're right. Many times a bill can be very contentious, and the floor is divided. Almost half the people want the bill, and the other half don't. And it gets really hard to try not to lose your cool. But it's really good to just treat everyone fairly and just work out your differences. The good thing about that is, I will tell you this, with the debate, it tells you that nothing's rubber stamped. It's not automatic. We're not robots. We have feelings and we're representing our district and our states. And so it's good to have passionate debate as long as we don't go personal. Senator Chinoklin, she's on the Senate side, and I do work with Senator Chinoklin. She's outstanding. I consider her kind of like a mentor to me. I was a staff person for 4 years before I ran for office, and I worked with her almost exclusively with her in our department for my 4 years, as a staff person. So she's a very good senator. She's very effective, and I consider her in a lot of ways my mentor. Good thought. Any other questions?
Where do you guys debate the issues?
Right here on the floor.
Is it in the mornings when we come?
Good question. Yes. Well, okay, it's actually a two-part answer, Jen. One part, we have hearings. So the issues debated on hearings in committee. It could be the Health Committee, the Judiciary Committee, Consumer Protection Committee. Ultimately, as it moves through, it comes down for a floor vote. That means all 51 members have a chance to talk about the bill, whether they support it, or they're
Even if
against
they're not
it.
in the committee?
Even if they're not in the committee. And so we debate we start generally at 12 noon. When we have crossover days, meaning the House bill is crossing to the Senate, or the Senate bill is crossing back over to the Senate, we usually start at 9 a.m. because we anticipate really long days. And yesterday was actually not that long. We started at 9 a.m., but we finished, I think, a little after 5. So we were, relatively speaking, that was an easy day for us. We have been doing third reading bills where we'll start at 9 in the morning and not end until 10 or 11 at night. So yesterday was actually fast for us. Generally, we start at 12 noon, and we usually finish within an hour. We're very fast, unless it's like the minimum wage was, I wouldn't say completely contentious, but they had pros and cons on both sides, and a lot of people wanted to talk, and they had 2 floor amendments on that. That minimum wage bill, just that one bill alone, we spent probably over 45 minutes on.
Over here in this room at 12?
Yes, but yesterday though we started at 9 because it was a long day. So unless it's a special day, our regular times, probably 95% of the times we start at 12 noon here. The Senate will start half an hour earlier. The Senate will start at 11:30 a.m. Good questions. Any other questions?
What's the condition of this St. Catholic building?
It's good. It's pretty good. It certainly can do. We can have a facelift on certain areas, but for the most part, she's pretty steady. We're pretty sturdy. That is, it's pretty nice.
Like the Iolani Palace building in State Capital.
Yeah, the Iolani Palace is nice. Well, we don't like vandals now. We don't like anyone to vandalize the Iolani Palace nor the State Capitol. So that was nice.
Those 2 guys broke into the palace.
Yeah, they did substantial damage to the glass and some of the other areas of the palace. So that was unfortunate. Any other questions?
Do you have guided tours?
We do have guided tours. We do. If you contact our office ahead of time, we will make sure you get a guided tour. And they'll take you to the governor's office. They'll take you to the floor. They'll take you to some of the other places. So, yes, we do have guided tours.
Can I sell you a ticket to Washka in Hawaii, in Kamiki Shopping Center, April 18, 19?
Yeah, maybe later after we're done answering questions. Any other questions? I wanted all of you to give yourselves a hand because now I'm glad that you're getting involved in the process. Thank you.
And you guys all thank John and Alan and me because they're so friendly. Do you guys feel comfortable with them?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're part of our family, our club?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.